Welcome back to RFL. Voters in New York State elected this man to the state's top office 3 times. Is George Pataki ready to run again, this time for the top job in the nation? Welcome back to RFL, and we want to bring in our Kim Lengel, who is joining the panel now. Big news for Republicans from New York State, something we do not get to say very often. 2 of them may announce they're running for president in the coming days. According to a series of reports, former New York Governor George Pataki is strongly considering a White House run and could announce as early as next week. So too is former Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who has been shopping for well-placed political supporters in New Hampshire, the first thing you got to do if you want to get on the ballot there. They're just the latest names on the might run for president list, but do they really think they can win? And how many of all of these non-candidates or even the single-digit candidates are actually running to be president, or are they running to be vice president, or are they just running for the spotlight to help boost their profiles and perhaps their bottom lines? And I got to ask, does anybody on the panel actually think George Pataki is going to be elected president of the United States?
No.
No? Okay.
No chance.
So we scratch president off the list. What's he doing this for? Is he running for vice president? Is he running for...
I should say, I talked to a Republican who said they are seriously pushing him to run. So it's not, this is really a serious, because there is a feeling, and you see this reflected in what John Huntsman said this weekend, that the Republican Party is going too far to the right and they need a moderate voice in there. And face it, he has, done some things in terms of health care and some other things that people feel would be attractive to both sides of the aisle.
John Huntsman is like a wet wash rag.
We'll get to,
he's
wait. We'll get to John Huntsman in a second. I don't want to cut George Pataki short shrift. He's getting his second in the spotlight here. So, Dominic, is he running just to increase his profile, or do you think he's hoping for a VP nod, or do you think thinks he's got a route to the presidency?
I'd be willing to bet money on this. He's running for a cabinet secretary position, something in the administration of the Republican, who should that person win.
I agree with you. Same question, Rudy Giuliani now. Is Giuliani...
That's a different ballgame.
Does Giuliani think he can actually win the White House, or is he running for his profile, or is he running for vice president?
Well, I sort of lump them all in the same category with Sarah Palin. We don't really know that they are running. We don't know what they're running for because they haven't come out and said it. We just know that they're doing stuff. They have a bus. In George Pataki's case, I don't know. Does he have a bus?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, maybe he'll get one.
Get a bus.
But Rudy Giuliani flamed out so badly 4 years ago. I can't imagine he actually thinks, ooh, you know what? This whole banking on Florida strategy didn't work. Now I'm going to bank on New Hampshire. He's running for vice president also.
Well, there was a lot of talk that Perry may think about getting somebody like Giuliani to get some states like Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, some of these, eastern, Midwest states to come on board. So there's a lot of talk. I happen to think he's thinking more about vice president. And face it, this is getting very late in the game.
Yeah.
Barack Obama has raised so much money. If these candidates think they are going to get in there and split this up and raise any kind of money to run against Barack Obama, they're kidding themselves.
Here's the guy I really can't figure out his motivations. Let's play the soundbite.
I think when you find yourself at an extreme end of the Republican Party, you make yourself unelectable.
Which is a soundbite that a lot of non-Republicans have been waiting, and some Republicans have been waiting to hear for a long time, but it's not going to help him in the primary process. What is John Huntsman doing in this race? Anybody know?
Well, what I think he's doing is he is giving voice to Republicans who feel that there is a split in the party and they are not well represented.
So you think the Red Sea parts and all of a sudden he's got a shot to the White House?
I do not think he has a shot through these. I agree with you on that. I think this is a very difficult uphill battle for him. On the other hand, I think it is reflective of a need for a discussion in the Republican Party. The Republican Party cannot be a party that's still talking about creationism in the public schools or anti-science. And these are the kinds of things that have been happening, and I think John Huntsman gives voice to that, and it's a small segment, and he's not going to win on this, but it's a voice nonetheless.
I appreciate that fact, but he's not running he's not running to be a martyr. Dominic, why is he running?
That's a good question. You never know with these guys. You don't know if it's about spotlight. You don't know if it's about positioning themselves. I just want to go back to Giuliani for 1 second, to Rudy Giuliani. And this is a little joke that we used to tell down at City Hall when he was the mayor. And the joke goes something like this. If he's number 2 on your ticket, VP, number 1, you better have a very good food taster. And so that's a little joke we used to tell.
It's a funny one.
Don't write Giuliani off. I don't think he's running to win. Perry endorsed him 4 years ago. Giuliani might be very strong as number 2, Mr. America's mayor, on a ticket.
Giuliani's running for vice president. He has no other options. John Huntsman's running for 2016. I think he's hoping that the Republican flames out in November of 2012 and that they figure the party's gone too far. And now John Huntsman is a moderate who's actually placed himself. Trump's not running. Palin's not running. Kane, Gingrich, and Santorum are running as vanity exercises.
You're sure about Palin?
I am sure.
Okay.
And even if she's
Can
running,
we get this on tape?
even if she's running, she's not running. I was going to open up the panel to all that, but we're out of time, unfortunately. So I'm just going to say that's the way it is, and we're going to move on.